Hey everyone, this is Comics Villain. Another episode of Villain Talk. Just saw a new report on this for Kingdom Hearts 3 for the DLC. If you're into the game, then yeah, stay tuned. So they talk about the DLC here. It's Tetsuya Nomura reveals a little bit about the upcoming free DLC. And this seems to be a DLC where you get to fight the organization members. In the article, they're going to go into detail a little bit about that. So, yeah, let's read in. This week's Famitsu magazine included an interview with Square Enix's Tetsuya Nomura about Final Fantasy VII Remake. At the beginning of the interview, however, Tetsuya Nomura gave more details on the upcoming Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Here's everything new to be. He revealed, "Be wary of spoilers." Yeah, if you guys haven't already played through the game, then definitely don't read anymore. But Nomura started by mentioning how he often gets asked the meaning behind Remind. The title behind the DLC, even the promotional staff asks him. He said that it means just that, to remember something, but it also has a double meaning related to the DLC's content. The Famitsu reporter also mentioned that in the DLC's newest trailer revealed at E3 2019, we see Riku, Aqua, and Roxas, how they're playable, and how they're fighting Organization 13 characters. The reporter asked Nomura if these are fights part of the DLC's main story or if they're limit cut fights. Nomura answered that they're part of the main story. Limit cut fights are what they call in Japanese the Organization 13 data battles, the harder bonus fights, bonus boss fights against each other. Sorry, guys, I'm totally messing this up. Bonus boss fights against each member that was one of the new additions in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. They're called that because when you fight them in the main story, the developers made them limited so players can beat them and progress through the game. Yeah, if you didn't know how to get to that point, I don't know. No, I think it's pretty simple. I think they help you well enough to get over there and start fighting. That wasn't too hard. So let me see. With that said, Tetsuya Nomura added that while he can't give out too many details yet, the Remind DLC will include at least as many limit cut bonus fights as Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, meaning at least 13. In summary, Tetsuya Nomura mentioned that the DLC has story content and bosses you'll see as you play it normally. Limit cut story content, at least 13 limit cut bosses, and secret story content and secret bosses. Kind of sucks that we didn't get that right away. But, it might be a good thing. Maybe they're intending to spread these kind of, drops out because maybe it's going to be a little bit before we hear any news on the next Kingdom Hearts game, which who knows what that's going to be on. Maybe it'll be on PS4 and Xbox. Maybe it'll be on Switch. Maybe it'll be on a handheld. I doubt that, but who knows at this point. Maybe they'll do that again. Man, yeah, actually, I don't even know. Are there still 3DS games coming out? I rarely ever see anything for that anymore. And that'd be the only console handheld wise that you'd see Kingdom Hearts on at this point, because Vita is pretty much dead. The E3 2019 trailer shows Sora using a new form of his Oathkeeper Keyblade. Tetsuya stated that this new form will be released as free DLC at the same time as the Remind DLC. The DLC is supposed to launch this winter. Tetsuya gave a slightly narrower estimate at the end of the interview. He mentioned how the DLC needs to go through the Sero ratings again. That's from Japan, which will take some time, but they wish to release it as soon as possible. Nomura also mentioned that they wish to release the DLC long before Final Fantasy VII Remake, which releases on March 3rd, 2020. So that's just their hope. That doesn't mean that's really going to happen. It can actually go even past that because maybe there's things they have to fix up. And that's fine. There's no need to rush these things out. It's just, you obviously don't want to take an extra year, past that point. You don't want it to be out of people's memory. You don't want people to ask, why am I even bothering with this? Like, I felt that was the case with Final Fantasy 15. Excuse me. With Final Fantasy 15, which was, problematic with their DLC. I think they should have just taken an extra year to really get things down. It was kind of, yeah. It sucked having all the DLC come out, having to buy extra stuff, not having it all a part of day one content on the disc. And a lot of people were upset about that. I played it. I enjoyed it. I played the whole thing, all the DLC. But I was giving up interest towards the end, and I felt like it was a chore when, the DLC was coming out like a year or two later. It was like, why am I bothering? I actually forgot a lot of the story's details and why none of it really matters all that much to me now. So it seemed that with Final Fantasy 15, they had given up on releasing a lot of the other new content that was going to be a part of, I guess it was Season 2, and they only released the Arden episode. I don't believe there's anything more coming out, and I can tell you why, at least in my opinion, and that's because what we got with, what is it called? Verum Rex with Kingdom Hearts 3, and that is over in the Toy Story level. Like right when you start Toy Story, they give you like this weird little trailer. It looks very Square Enix-y, like Final Fantasy-ish. And at the very end of the game, sorry, this is spoilers for anyone that's played Kingdom Hearts and has not gotten the secret episode or the very, very, very last, teaser trailer for the next iteration of the game. I'll tell you now that it seems heavily influenced by Final Fantasy Versus 13, the Verum Rex character, because they actually have him watching, I think, Sora and Riku in what looks to be Japan. And when the camera goes to him, you hear a slowed down, super slowed down version of the original theme from Final Fantasy Versus 13 that came with the first trailer. So a lot of people are speculating that maybe that character is actually going to be an forgive me for forgetting his name. It was like, Yusora or something like that, but forgive me, I completely forgot. Maybe Yosora. That character may actually be Tetsuya Nomura's real version of Noctis, like his original intended vision for Noctis. We don't know that for a fact. I can tell you that they took Tetsuya off and put someone else in his place to finish the game, which was Final Fantasy Versus 13 initially, and then they changed it to Final Fantasy 15. And in that, they had a completely different game entirely, because there's a lot of details that had come out that things kept changing. They took things out, put things in, and the game just looked and felt unfinished. And it really was. And you can see that, you can find that in many, many articles. A lot of us that were waiting for the game, or it was anticipated, when 15 finally came out, everything leading up to it was making a lot of people worried. Sure, it was fun. It had a lot of good elements to it, but it felt very disjointed story-wise. You play through the game, it's not so bad. It's got a lot of fun elements, but when you get to the story and the parts that are supposed to progress things, it was very odd at times. The DLC only helps so much with that too. If you're going to play through the game and it's missing pieces, those pieces really mattered at that time at the very beginning. And it sucks that you can't play the whole game with all the DLC in its proper place. I would say that would make for a better reason to want to go back and replay the game if they just inserted it, so you didn't have to have these episodes where you go through the menu, choose which episode you want to view, like Arden and some of the other characters, and you have to kind of remember, okay, so this happened here, so this episode means this, and I think this is what happens after. It kind of sucks having to go through that. But in any case, that's it. Tell me what you guys think about this. I think it'll be interesting if it's done right. If DLC's done right, it's fun. It does suck having to pay for extra stuff, but if there's worthwhile content, worthwhile story content, maybe. I would say a lot of us are interested in it so far. So yeah, like, share the video. I really appreciate that. And also subscribe if you haven't. Help me hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone so I can bring you guys even more content, including giveaways in the future. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you on the next video. Take care and have a great rest of your day.